Okay, I've done some videos using the Trekker, the standard PDA-based Trekker, which is no longer in production, which needs to have some way of getting the information out. You can run it without a speaker. You can use earbuds. You see there are some other options besides using a speaker, but there is also the need for a GPS receiver. So 3 pieces. We talked about some of the strengths of that, but there are limitations. Obviously there's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of things going on, and then it's glitchy. I mean, even when you talk to Humanware people, they'll just flat tell you it's Trekker. When you ask them why does it do this weird thing or that weird thing. So it's got its issues, but it has real strengths as well. I mean, you can enter addresses, you can put in an address in this city, go to the next city, and find a place there. Anywhere in New Mexico and Arizona on this map, they sell Texas maps, all kinds of things. So this is something that allows you to go places very independently. The Trekker Breeze also had a few videos on that. I thought they had really updated this, but looking at their website, it doesn't look to be the case. In fact, their website, if you just go to humanware.com, they have something called On The Go, and you click on there, and Trekker Breeze, handheld talking GPS, is one of them. Under their quick overview, you can come down, and one of the things, Trekker Breeze lets you, and then down here, I'll try to get close and see if it shows up, record the routes when you learn them with sighted people so that you can use them later without assistance. That's the problem with Trekker Breeze. In order to take novel routes, if it's not a pre-recorded point of interest, or it's not a point of interest you've already recorded, a route you've already walked, the Trekker Breeze isn't going to get you there. The Trekker will, but again, they don't make this anymore. When they were making it, it was $1,600. Trekker was $800. It is currently, I believe, $699, so $700 for a piece of tech that won't take you where you want to go independently. Only after you've gone with someone else. A more viable option as far as Braille-specific tech, if a student or client has a Braille note for $600, they can load the same software that's in the Trekker and the Trekker Breeze into the Braille note. Now, real strengths here. The battery in a Braille note is much, much better than, say, the Trekker PDA. This thing has a horrendous battery. I mean, you leave it plugged in and then you unplug it, and after it's been charging for 3 days, it'll tell you it's at 92% or something 2 minutes after you've unplugged it. Whereas the Braille note has a much more reliable battery, and it's also one piece. I believe you have to have a receiver as well. Yeah, and they have one here on the screen. So there is a receiver, but those little GPS receivers are cheap. They're like $15. So, and the software from the standard Trekker was able to adapt to a whole bunch of different GPS receivers, so it's not like you had to have this specific GPS receiver. It could go through an entire list and then see what it was compatible with and then made up with it so that it would do the job for you. One of the great strengths of the Braille Note GPS, which unfortunately I don't have available, is that it's a system that the student or the client knows well. Chances are good they got their music on here, they got their documents on here, they surf the internet on here, they read books through here, all kinds of things. So they're very, very comfortable using the Braille Note, and then the GPS is just another little function on the Braille Note. So it's not a big deal for kids to learn. Downside, when your Braille Note goes down, it can be gone for 4 to 6 months, because again, it's Braille specific tech, and so the only people that can fix it is Humanware, and that means that it disappears for an extremely long period of time, which means not only now are you not without your essentially your personal computer, or what has been your personal computer, you're also now without your GPS system. So you're relying a lot on this device to then do a lot of things for you, and when it eventually goes belly up, I should say almost inevitably goes belly up, since most people don't replace their devices till they really start having problems, you're kind of on your own until commission or somebody else, or you pony up the $6 grand for the Braille Note, and then even more money for the GPS module. So you can see why a lot of our kids are going over to standard things like iPhones. It comes with the phone, and it does the job well enough. It doesn't do some of the things. There are some really good things that the GPS for people with visual impairments that will do that the other GPS systems do not do. So there's value in what is going in these products. It's just a matter of, is it enough value? You know, $600 is a lot of money to spend if you're paying this out of pocket. And Commission for the Blind in New Mexico, anyway, has been pretty reluctant to pay this. The School for the Blind, I don't believe we have paid anybody's Braille notes. We don't buy Braille notes for people anyway, but I don't believe any of our Braille notes have the GPS system in it, because it is an expensive add-on. You know, that's just one of those things with Braille-specific tech. It's just expensive. And then if there is a problem, only the company that made it can fix it. It's not like you can just take your laptop down to the local computer place and say, hey, here's $100, I need it by tomorrow, and, you know, pay them a little bit extra. Once this tech fails, it's gone, and it's gone for a good long while usually. You know, 4 to 6 months is not a unheard of amount of time for students to be without their Braille note, their Braille sense, and, you know, other things. I'm not trying to pick on Humanware. I mean, just Braille-specific tech generally takes a while to get fixed and then, you know, shipped back to the user. So advantages and disadvantages. You know, again, it'd be great if we had the Braille note GPS in order to play with, but unfortunately we don't. But it is the same basic system that the Trekker Breeze and the Trekker PDA were both running.